Hola mi gente, greetings. ¿Cómo estamos? How are we? Oh yeah. It's me, your girl Che Alexander, la negratienesazon, of Sprinkle with Sazon, Apothecary, and Botanica. How are you? So good to see you. Thank you for being here. So I'm here to talk to you about Venus in Sagittarius. Venus in Sagittarius. This is a beautiful, lovely, flirty, flitty kind of transit that we are experiencing that touched down just yesterday, October 17th, and it will be orbiting our atmosphere until November 11th. So more or less about 3 weeks. What's important to note about this transit? Well, Venus takes about a year to transit through every single sign. And so the last time that we experienced Venus in Sagittarius was about December of 2023. And at that time, I want you to think back to what your love life looked like. Think back to how you were thinking about your love life, thinking about beauty and art and fashion. Maybe you had a different hairstyle then and you were experimenting with color or cuts. Maybe you were entertaining the thought of a different type of lover or a different type of love. Well, that feeling may be revisiting you at this time during this Venus in Sagittarius transit. So what do we know about Venus? We know that it is the planet of love, right? The planet of the things that we love also. So when we look at it in our birth charts, it is the focal point for, again, our attraction and our relationship to beauty and things that make us feel beautiful, sexy, attractive, or attracted to, pleasurable. So how that manifests for people is different. Some people will say, like, yes, my Venus sign explains exactly like my dating style, and that is what it embodies in their life. But they may find that their gender expression or their fashion expression is a little bit more closely tied to their moon sign or some other placement, right? So it really depends on where it's sitting, of course, if it's conjunct any other houses, planets, or right, what else is going on with the Venus sign. Excuse me. But generally speaking, people would agree that the Venus sign really is a marker of their self-expression. It represents and exhibits a lot of who they say they're personally, who I am personally, who I know myself to be. My Venus sign would explain that. So I have a natal Venus in Gemini, and I would say the way that mine shows up, Gemini is a sister sign of Sagittarius. So the way that mine shows up is really, I would say, in my flirting style, right? My Venus being in Gemini is very like quick, witty banter. I'm curious about you, and I like people who are curious about me. Like, if you don't ask me a lot of questions when we're dating, I don't really want to talk to you because I feel like you don't like me. And some people are like, no, I observe, so I don't have to ask questions. And I'm like, no, talk to me. That makes me know that you're interested. That's definitely my Gemini stellium all over that shit. Aside from that, I don't know. I would say maybe my interests change. So there's a huge variety of things that I love. Like, I listen to all different types of music. That's my Venus in Gemini for sure. My attraction to certain types of styles, like, again, the witty banter when I'm dating, but also like I'm looking at a very particular type of style. So it's not necessarily my style shows up in a Gemini fashion. I think that my fashion sense is more connected to my Leo moon. But when I'm courting or I'm dating or I find myself attracted to someone, their personal style has to fit my Gemini curiosity, if that makes sense. I will also say probably my relationship with art. Like, I may like this style of TV show, or I may watch a series like this, but just the once. I don't have to remain committed to it because I like the variety. That's for sure my Venus in Gemini. So I'm curious to know where your Venus placements are. Please leave them in the comments below. But while Venus is in Sagittarius, we'll all be feeling the transit of that, right? So you may not have a natal Venus in Sagittarius. Again, you may have a Venus in Gemini like me. You may have Venus in Leo. But while we are sitting under the atmosphere, living on the current timeline with Venus making this transit, how it may affect you is definitely going to be whatever houses your Sagittarius is sitting in. So if you have Sagittarius in your 5th house, your 6th house, what is that house governing? How is that showing up for you directly? What are your other Sagittarius placements that may be affected by this? You may start to see a hyper focus on these things for these next 3 weeks while Venus is transiting. It may make these areas of your life more beautiful. So for example, if you have, like me, a natal Saturn in Sagittarius, while Venus is transiting through Sagittarius, you may find that your philosophies are more sweetly received, right? Because Saturn in Sagittarius talks about how you show up in your foundations, like the things that you believe in and how you share those things. So my Saturn in Sagittarius is in the 11th house. So I'm literally here to teach about the occult, philosophy, etc. While Venus is transiting through Sagittarius, where Saturn sits for me, I may have more success reaching new followers. I may have more success with people coming to me and their readings hitting more, right? Because that Venus is making everything more attractive, more appealing, more sensual, more subtle. It's a feminine energy that is allowing receptivity, reception, right? So paying attention to where your Sagittarius placements are. And then overall, the general feeling of this transit with Venus and Sag is one of non-committal, good, clean fun is what I'm gonna say. So you may find that you are feeling a lot more flirty for the next 3 weeks as this transit is happening. You may find yourself saying yes to social events. You may find yourself wanting to go out, wanting to be seen, changing your hair color again, changing your outfit or the colors that you're wearing. Maybe you'll do a nail shape that you've never done before. Maybe you're usually a square girl, but you may get some coffin this time. Or maybe you're very super conservative and just nude, but maybe you may do super bright Caribbean colors, right? Maybe you decide that tonight is the night. This Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna wear those 5-inch heels because why not? It's about to get cold. It's gonna be winter time on the East Coast and I won't be able to wear these shoes. Let me put the little peep toe on and keep it cute, right? Venus in Sagittarius is going to inspire a lot of, I'm gonna call it strange behavior because it's strange for you if it is not natural to you, right? If you don't have heavy Sagittarius placements where you're already kind of open and wild and free. Excuse me. You may be inspired to do so, to be so over the next 3 weeks. But there may also be this desire to just live out loud, to love, love out loud, live out loud, to express yourself more, to be seen more, and to really bask in that, to feel like, take a look at me, take a load of me. This is who I am, at least for right now, and I'm okay with not committing to it. I'm okay with this just being a wig and not being my hairstyle. This is going to be a really beautiful, fun transit, especially for people who, for fixed earth signs, for fixed signs. I feel like my delivery is coming. But for people who really have a hard time being loose and carefree, Venus in Sagittarius may be a beautiful, beautiful time for you to enjoy yourself. And you may find yourself again saying yes to social events, but also saying yes to dates, to people that you may normally not be attracted to. You may say, why not? What the hell? Let me give it a go. Let me say yes to this blind date. Let me go with this person who, excuse me, is not normally my type, but it can't hurt, right? So, hold on one second. Yes. Thank you. See, I told you, I heard them trying to come. So with that being said, please do let me know what your Venus placement is in your birth chart in the comments below. Let me know what your Sagittarius placements are. And let me know what you're looking forward to with this Venus and Sagittarius placement. Are you looking forward to more travel? Are you looking forward to dating a new type of person? Are you looking forward to trying a new style? Or maybe going places, doing things that you don't normally do. You know, going to a play if you usually go to festivals, going to a street fair if you normally like fine dining. This may be the time to explore your curiosity, to see how that opens you up, how that changes the way that you interact with people, the different types of people that you attract, who you may find yourself attracted to, and what that could open up, the types of different relationships that could open up for you. So I'm going to pull one card. I'm going to pull the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle for this Venus in Sagittarius transit. And this is a collective message, right? And so people will connect with it as they need to. But Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangels, Ancestors, and Egun of Light, we ask that all negative energies and entities remove themselves from this place. Any air hustlers and monitoring spirits who do not wish us well, we do not receive you. Go back from whence you came. And we ask that, Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros su reino. Hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestra pan de cada día y perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos del mal, porque tuyo es el reino, el poder y la gloria por siglos y los siglos. Amen. Give me one more. I'll take one more. This is sticking out. I'll take that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. So here we go, collective. Venus in Sagittarius, what do you want us to know? Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? So again, Venus represents the mother, right? The moon and the mother. It is a heavy feminine energy. It is the guardian or the gatekeeper of our own feminine, our own innate feminine energy, right? So how is Venus affecting the way that you mother yourself? How does your relationship with your mother show up in your relationships with people, or your relationship with beauty, how you talk to yourself, the things that you're attracted to, the things that you like? Again, Venus, it explains all of the pleasure places. And so if there is shame, if your mother taught you to be shameful about your body, or you should only be attracted to this one type of person, maybe this Venus in Sagittarius transit is where you figure out that mother wound, address it, and do something different. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So calling in those guides, those ancestors, again, this is a Venus transit. So think about your Indian commission, those ancient ancestors who walked around with very little clothing, very connected to nature. Does that make you feel at peace? Maybe this Venus in Sagittarius transit, you need to go and book a trip to your homeland, your motherland, or to a Caribbean place, or a warm place, or wherever makes you feel free and connected to your ancestors. Maybe that is for you. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Sagittarius is well known for booking flights, catching flights, booking trips, riding horses, getting the hell out of Dodge, right? So maybe this Venus in Sagittarius transit, you can find yourself a nice, free, discounted, cheap ticket somewhere. Or maybe you just take a small trip, a bed and breakfast, 2 hours away, a small road trip, go and visit a good friend. But get yourself off the treadmill. Again, Venus is asking you what brings you pleasure, what brings you softness. Lean into that. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. This is a transit for you to lean into what you love. So what makes you feel high off life? Substances aside. If that's your business, that's your business. This is not the channel for that, child. I don't want to talk about it. But external things aside, what makes you feel like you are vibing high off life or vibing high on your own supply? Do more of that. You are the oracle. You know what you need to feel good inside. Venus in Sagittarius is asking you, please do more of that, at least for these 3 weeks. And last but not least, Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So if you're having conflict or having a hard time understanding what it is that you need to be leaning into. Maybe you're like, Che, all of these things apply to me. I got a mother wound that blocks my pleasure and I can't find pleasure in relationships or in myself. And yes, I'm judging myself for being alone and I don't want to talk to my ancestors about it and I'm too broke to book a trip. If all of these things apply, Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm, then you need to pray more. And you need to pray, again, to those commissions, to the Indian commissions. You need to pray to the Gitanas, the gypsies, and say, bring softness, bring sweetness, and bring change, variety that I can stomach. right? The gypsy commissions help us to navigate constant change because they had to always move place to place. So call in those commissions. Call in the female and maternal energies in your bloodline, in your spirit realm, in your spiritual cuadro, your spiritual frame, right? That may be spirit guides, a friend that you had that you lost. Could be a former colleague or someone, or maybe it isn't an actual bloodline ancestor, a cousin, a friend, a sister who was really good at charming people, who always had dates. Call that energy in so you can ask them, direct me, guide me. What does my focus need to be during this Venus and Sagittarius transit? I hope that was helpful. I hope that you find your freedom, and especially as Venus is moving through Sagittarius, just as Capricorn is ending its final spin in Capricorn, Pluto will go direct in Aquarius on November 19th. Venus is in Sagittarius from October 11th to October 17th to November 11th. So just 1 week before Pluto goes direct in Aquarius, this transit will be ending, which begs the question, if you lean into this new curiosity, then we move Pluto into Aquarius. The next 25 years of your life, you'll see a very different style of dating. You'll see a very different style of how you enjoy your life. It'll be a very different approach to the way that you are interacting with the goodness of your life. But you have to lean into the curiosity and ask that Sagittarius energy to stretch you a little bit further than you normally would, because you don't want to have a limited capacity on your pleasure or your joy. I don't know. Spirit had me come here and tell that story. So I hope that was helpful for someone. I hope if you were thinking about what Venus and Sagittarius means, this was helpful in that way. And if you have a natal Venus and Sagittarius, I hope you have the time of your life, honey, because it's your time. Mwah! I pray that you have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and surely I will see you soon. Peace.